Sisters on September the 22nd. My name is Tish, for those of you who don't know me, and if it's your first time listening in, welcome. Sisterhood, a container for women to come together to share these stories about their cyclical nature and to support one another so that we can be in a much easier and better flow. I myself have had a very difficult period for a long time. My hormones was completely out of whack. I was on an IUD. I was on contraceptive pill. And I was really just out of touch with my own feminine design and my feminine energy. And through doing this work the last 3 years, like really diving deep into womb healing, I have discovered this beautiful feminine energy magnetism that is within all us. And my intention with this group is to really empower you by sharing this knowledge and bringing on other women who can also share their work on this planet. So if you wanted to share with us where you're listening in from today, and if you have any questions, you can share that with us too. But I'm now going to introduce and bring forward Janette, Divine Bliss Yoga. Welcome, Janette.
Hello, namaste, beautiful sisters.
So happy to have you here. Would you like to tell our listeners a little bit more about you and just introduce yourself a bit?
Yes, I'm a frequency-based healer here in Los Angeles. I work with only women, so I do mostly womb healing, especially a lot of women right now that are just opening up to their sacred center, to their deep intuition center, and just really get the energy flowing through the body in order for women to really reach into their feminine design, like you said.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
So
beautiful.
Basically, yes. Basically,
awesome.
I'm able to see with my eyes, my intuition into the body, basically, in easy words. Yeah.
In a very little bit of an explanation.
Yes.
Amazing. So I would love for us to just start off then this conversation talking a little bit about energy medicine work for our feminine design. What does that look like for you?
That looks like actually caring for the physical body itself while here, on this plane of existence. I'm really caring and nurturing with healing foods, the way we live life day to day, and how you treat your body in ceremony. Concentrating on the womb, concentrating on the heart chakra, the womb chakra, and how they coincide with one another. Basically, it's really about nurturing oneself, because we as women, we take care of everyone else on the planet, and sometimes we forget about ourselves, and it's a lot. More than sometimes. It's more than sometimes. And so we put ourselves on the back burner, and we're not really thinking of, oh yeah, maybe I need to drink some water today and eat a nurturing meal. It's that simple. It can be that simple. But then there are, a little bit more difficult situations that we have as well, in which we really need to go in and ask for help from others. And that's where I step in, when it's just not as easy as eating a green salad or having a smoothie. It's really about caring and really what the body carries, what the cells carry, what you're telling yourself, what you're feeding yourself, what you're reading, how you're living. I mean, who you surround yourself with, what you watch or what you don't watch, or what you read, and,
yeah,
basically.
For sure.
Yeah.
I also wanted us to talk a little bit more about remote viewing into the womb while in another city or country or state. What is that?
Yes. I'm able to channel in all around the globe. Basically, it doesn't matter what state, country, time zone, and actually really channel in and see within the body if you're having, basically beyond physical, what's going on in the womb. If you're having blockages, if you're not aware of maybe having a fibroid or fibroids within the womb, if your fallopian tubes are not clear. I especially work with a lot of women that are trying to conceive as well. So that's a really big really big issue, especially here in Los Angeles. I feel it's a big issue. So I'm able to actually channel in to the woman, see what's going on in the body. I'm able to scan through the body and see exactly where there's like hot spots or heat points. To me, they come in as either light or dark.
Mm-hmm.
If it's darker, a darker mass, I know that there's a blockage there. If it's lighter, it means it's not as intense. A darker mass is a little bit more intense, and we have to go in a little bit further, some deeper channeling. And when I say that, I mean energetically channeling within the body.
Yeah. Beautiful. And so when you do these types of work, you are literally at one end of the world, and you know, the woman that you're working with can be at another end of the world, and you can then drop into her energetic field. Is that what you say?
Yes. Okay. I can drop into her energetic field. And then I advise her when I'm doing this to either rest or be able to lay down, especially if we're in a different time zone. Sometimes people are working and it's nighttime here. So just depending, as long as they're able to receive the information and just kind of relax a little bit, as much as they can. But I'm actually able to see within the energetic body. And then I take my notes and either communicate via technology, social media, or email, or actually on the phone about what needs to happen and transpire.
Beautiful. Well, that really brings us into the next topic, which is the shamanic Reiki for the womb. You know, is this, and when you say shamanic Reiki for the womb, just explain a little bit what it is, and is it just something that you do for a woman, or is this actually something that she could then learn and do for herself, or how does that work?
This is actually something that I've learned to do, honing in on my own intuition and actually working with my ancestor lineage. She can learn it. It does take time. In order to actually really be able to scan through the body, through the frequency of the body. I'm able to, instead of remote viewing, I'm actually here with the client if they're here with me, present with me, and I'm able to feel the hot spots or see where energy is blocked within the womb. If it's in her ovaries, it could be within, you know, other parts of the womb area, not necessarily directly within the womb. Could be the colon, intestines, gallbladder, that type of area. But any type of blockage in that area, it really works with the womb. So anything, if you're not working well in the solar plexus or the sacral chakra in regards to organs, your womb is probably not as clear as well. You know, there's usually some type of blockage.
Okay.
So I'm able to go through that and see that.
So when you then, you know, found the blockage, for instance, let's say, for instance, this cyst on the ovaries, is it normally the same kind of trauma that has triggered that specific problem, or what have you found, like working with so many women?
If there's a cyst on the ovary, I can usually feel it energetically through my hands that there is a blockage on the ovary. And either, like I was stating before, if it's a darker mass that comes through me, then I know it's something that they probably should take care of immediately. And if it's lighter mass, it usually has to do with diet, maybe stress, and they're able to pass it on their own. It's able to release on their own with energetic work, with yoga, with diet, meditation, really nurturing care. I mean, it all is, but if it's super dark in mass to my eyes, to my third eye, then I know it's a little bit deeper. And then we have to probably work again, you know, a little bit more intensive work, probably another session or a few more sessions to try to really work through that.
Okay. And so this medical interchange, you said seeing into the womb energetically, is that, what does that mean? Does it mean like what you just explained, where you're literally like seeing if there's a cyst or a fibroid, or what does that mean?
Yes. And it's that, and as well as it comes out within frequency, their aura work. So actually I can see it right when they walk in the door, like depending on the color of the skin, aura, and eyes. Those are the three main things, how I'm able to see it. As soon as I see them, if I'm talking to them via Skype or Facebook Live, I mean, I can see it immediately. Okay. And it usually, with women, when we come through, it'll come down to their sacred center, to their womb, to their healing center. And I can hone in on it immediately, and we can go from there.
Wow,
So
that's so interesting. I love that. What are you seeing? What are you seeing of me now? Since you can see me, like what comes up for you?
You look really good. You look really, really good. Like, no, I'm serious. Like, it's not usually, because an aura reading, it's like murky, it kind of looks muddy.
Yeah.
And I'm not seeing that with you. I don't see anything muddy at all. So that's a really good sign. If I see any type of muddiness, murkiness, where it's kind of gray or it looks like there's shadow, then that's when I start asking the questions, a little bit more in-depth questions about your lifestyle.
Okay. So,
but
and then
you look really clear to me.
Oh, thank you. And so these questions that you would ask women, would that be primarily around nutrition and lifestyle and kind of like, or perhaps going into like traumas or past lives? Like, what is your assessment?
All of that. Initially, it's always nutrition. It's like, how are you living your day to day? You smoke. Are you trying to conceive? Are you not trying to conceive? Are you going, basically, like, how are you living? Like, what is your daily, bring me down your day to day, every day, what you do, and how are your meals? And then we can go from there. Like, okay, well, this needs to cut out, and then we incorporate the yoga, the meditation, deep meditation usually, and then any type of trauma, cellular trauma. And I do other types of work where we can really get into the self, and that's an in-person type thing. But when there's some cell work to do.
Beautiful. Do you work with the master cell?
Excuse me?
Do you work with the master cell?
The master cell? I'm not really certain what that is.
Oh, okay. No, it's a type of energy work that one of my dear friends, if you want to check out her book, she's actually super amazing. Her name is Yvette Rose. She is like, she's so amazing. She works with the master cell. So healing actually from the master cell out of the womb. It's really interesting. You should check it out.
Wonderful. I definitely will. I definitely will, for sure.
So let's talk a little bit about sacred sound bath to nourish the womb, because I myself, I'm also a sound healer. So I work a lot with Tibetan balls.
Wonderful.
And a whole bunch. I use that on women as well, whilst I do a womb blessing or a womb healing. So share a little bit about what is it that you do and what that looks like.
Yes, I use sacred frequencies for the womb, as well as crystal bowl sound baths with the frequency of the womb. So it's for womb healing. I'll place a sound bowl actually on the womb or between the legs when I'm working on them, and we'll create a balancing frequency, either just depending on what is going on, like if fibroids or cysts or any types of cancer, I work on a specific frequency for the womb. And it's a wonderful healing experience. It's very calming for the woman. Usually they're asleep by this time. By the time I get into it, when I do work with them, they're very relaxed and in a relaxed state. So the womb, the sacred womb healing with the crystal bowls are just very nice and relaxing. They open up channels and allow energy to go through the body so that they're able to release and sleep well that night, especially, for sure.
Beautiful. I love that. So I'm really interested to hear a little bit about this Divine Bliss Yoga. What is that all about?
Oh, yes. Well, it's usually I do private sessions, one-on-one, in person or online. And I just hone in intuitively on what they need. Basically, if I see certain energy within the body, or I ask the women, what's going on with them, or if they feel really tight or they're not able to open and stretch or release, I will create an actual session for them and really actually have them activating their body through chanting, through each pose, especially for womb healing. If it has to do with anything, any type of release in the womb, we'll mainly work on sacral and root chakra work. Poses, you know, individual poses for that type of session, basically. And I do incorporate, as I said, meditation, chanting, and then usually a sound bath a little bit afterwards too. So I try to incorporate everything, but I highly require it by everyone to actually incorporate yoga into their daily lifestyle. Like it's innate within us. And once we do it, women are like, why haven't I been doing this before? And it's like, just do it. Just start it now. I mean, it's just basically just starting it. Once you start it, you can't stop. So, and I'll just check in on women, like just to make sure, hey, are you doing your yoga? You know, it's really important in regards to caring for your womb, to opening up, to making sure that the energy is flowing through. So
beautiful. So, you know, it is your thing for sure. And what a gift it is for you to be, you know, a clairvoyant, where you can actually like drop into these fields and being a medium to really see and access where the blocks are. Such a beautiful gift. Thank you so much for sharing that with us. If you were to give to our group and our women, maybe, you know, maybe just like 3 takeaways, like what would you give in terms of like, it could either be like a tip or it could be something that they can go home and practice, or what would your advice be?
I would advise that chanting is very important, just a little bit with an affirmation type thing in the morning when you get up, and just really meditate before you even get out of bed, before you roll over, if you have a partner, whoever's next to you, before you allow them to know that you're awake. Just really put your hands over your heart or over your womb and really just ask for the divine to bring in love and light into your day, and that you hear and speak loving words to yourself so that you can carry on the day with love and light and peace and compassion, whatever words really resonate with you. That's a really big thing for me, as well as affirming to yourself in the mirror, doing a little bit of mirror work, just telling yourself how beautiful you are, or that today is going to be a wonderful day, and just really incorporating and personifying beauty and the goddess within, in order to really cultivate that within every step you take, and actually taking time for yourself, doing a little bit of yoga, even if it's 5 minutes, you know, a nice stretch, just a nice bending over when you get out of bed, you know, just really gentle, and making sure that you're drinking water every day, really clean living water if possible, the cleanest that you can get, and trying not to drink out of plastic. That's really important, especially with womb care. Those are my 3 main things. And I would definitely also request that people do meditate, even if it's a couple of minutes. I know it's difficult for some people to meditate, but even if it's just taking a few deep breaths and releasing everything and not letting any chatter in the mind, really just really releasing the breath and allowing yourself to just breathe, because it might be the only time within that day that you're really able to do that, depending on how hectic your lifestyle can be.
Yes.
So,
beautiful.
Those are my main things. Yes.
That's amazing. So I would like to offer something as well for those of you. I'll share a little bit what I do in the mornings and what I practice, and just for like 3 little tips of takeaway and working with this energy medicine and this topic that we're on today. For me, when I wake up in the morning, the first thing I do is I create a little yoni mudra, which is this. So you can put your thumbs and your index fingers together, and you can place it on your womb space. So in the mornings when you wake up, you literally like just drop into your womb space and you start sending gratitude and loving energy into your womb space. basically for me, it feels that our yoni portal is where we start to operate from. So if you can drop into that space in the morning and start actually asking your womb, like, how can I show up today? What is it that you want to tell me? And you can just take 5 minutes in the morning, just sending love and gratitude into your womb space. It will make a huge difference. And I know, because I've been doing this and I've been sharing this with many other women, and I know that it works. And then also for me, in terms of like energy work and the womb space, sometimes when I feel like my creativity is blocked, or I'm feeling that I'm feeling emotions moving through, I would give myself a womb massage. And a womb massage is really simple. You're just going to move clockwise, starting 4 index fingers from the top of your belly button, so right here. And you're going to start massaging your womb and going down like this. This is all you do. And what's it's going to help is going to start help moving the energy. So I can highly recommend that. And nutrition. I cannot stop talking about nutrition. If you really want to have a balanced lifestyle in your cyclical flow, I cannot stretch enough how important it is for you to take care of your gut. So by taking care of your gut, you make sure that you drink probiotics like kefir in the morning instead of coffee. Like I can like stay away from coffee in the morning. And I know this is challenging, at least for me it was, but rather swift over to like a mate or a tea, a lemongrass tea, a chamomile tea, even a raspberry leaf tea. These are all things that is really, really beneficial for your body. And I can highly recommend it. So this is going to be my takeaway from this call and the 3 tips that I can offer you ladies. Janette, I would love for you to share a little bit about where women can find you, if you have a website or a Facebook page, and if a woman wanted to get in touch to work with you.
Wonderful. Thank you. Yes. So I'm in Los Angeles. I'm very close to downtown Los Angeles. I can be reached on Facebook at Janette DivineBlissYoga, or on Instagram at Divine_Bliss. So I'm primarily on those 2 platforms. And also via phone and Skype under Divine Bliss for Skype. And my phone number, 562-810-8837. I can be reached via text, phone call, whatever you'd like. And I look forward to meeting anyone that's looking forward to meeting me. And I thank you so much for this time, Tish. This is so beautiful and wonderful.
Thank you so much, Janette, for just coming on and sharing, and really just, you know, offering the women that's on this group really some more insight into their own beautiful feminine design. And thank you for all the work that you do. I'm so excited to continue a friendship and sisterhood with you, and I hope one day we can meet in person.
Yes. Yes, for sure. Definitely. Yes, I'm putting that out there. Thank you. Yes.
Okay, sister. Blessings to all of you.
Blessings.
Have a beautiful day.
Yes,
Bye.
blessings, sisters.
Bye.
Peace.